Hello, welcome back to Venusushi Live Coding. In this episode, I'm gonna try to do like a quick improvisation and model a bicycle using Spreadchalk add-on, and I'm gonna do it in a way like kind of like a semi-procedural way. So yeah, let's get started. Basically, we need some kind of reference. So I have actually like just a super simple bicycle. So this is kind of like the one I had in mind. Just the 2D one for now. We can make it 3D as over time, I guess. Let's see. I saw this image actually at Reddit earlier today, and this guy is actually, or girl, I don't know who drew this, but it's really beautiful. I think it's like a really good study of bicycle. I don't know how long it takes the person doing this. It's really nice, really nice, and that's kind of really what I want to create at some point. This one I found on Twitter, like a Japanese store on making a bike. It's really amazing. But for now, let's make a simple bicycle. So this one actually I took from I think Small Basics program by Microsoft. There's this like a problem. You draw this bike using a program, and I think all kind of human-made products can be made procedurally, I guess. So yeah, let's just get started and see how it goes. Um, so we want to use the reference objects. I'm gonna go to the top view and turn on the background image and set it, add image and set our image. Actually, it's already here. The bicycle, and set it to the top axis, to the top camera. Top camera, and this should be orthographics. That's a okay, not this one. There's another one. Okay, this guy seems to be okay. I think we can work like this. Opacity, okay. What I'm gonna do actually to just model it like freely using skin modifier for now. Actually, it should be on not the top view, but on this on the front view. Let's try on the front view. Front view. Okay, cool. And put the bike on the floor. Something like if we hold shift, it's gonna move slower. Okay, let's do it like this. Save it as SV procedural simple bicycle. SV simple. And the way I'm gonna do this is actually, you see the blue line here? I will just use a cube for that. And while selecting the cube, and since I will be using, you know, what like a skin modifier, so I go to edit mode and then merge it as the center, and really gonna just connect the dots. So I'm gonna move this and just draw like that, just line by lines. Excuse me. Oh, it's the hay fever season again. Excuse me. So what you have this kind of like what do you call it? Like a template or like a cage. We can actually just bring this into Spreadchalk. You know, we know that with this guy we can simply use skin modifier, and with skin modifier, and if we smooth it one time, you get this shape. Maybe the root is better there. Skin mark root. So we can get something that looks kind of like a bike. Kind of this area might need some kind of more detail, maybe. But anyway, we got it. So this is we can put it there. We have this skeleton of the bike. Go to Spreadchalk, new objects in, because at some point we really we can kind of modify this guy, and then the wheels and all the parts can move around with the skeleton. And yeah, so that's gonna make everything easier. So it's a good idea to name this guy actually. Skeleton bike. Get selection and bring it in. Viewer draw. Vertices and edges. Get selection. Can we see it? Okay, we see it there. We can actually apply locations. And inside sphere chalk, we can use skin modifier to get our bicycle shape. Okay, so seems to be working. So let's make this 0.1. It's kind of all right. You can actually use a split edge node. And this guy, really cool about this is that it's gonna split the edges. So it's kind of like adding detail. You will see. Let's look at the points beforehand. So look at this guy right here. If I split it, it's gonna generate points. Let me hide this first. See that this guy, there's a point that's kind of moving. Turn on mirror and you kind of splitting the edge. This will add details for every points like that. Kind of like a branching. So I think really cool. We can use that for our skin measure. Hopefully we're gonna get a better surface that way. So that's a little bit better, that's a little bit better. The root mark, that's okay. We can fix that later, that part. Maybe make radius smaller. Okay, so we are getting something. I forgot to make the top part. So let's do that. Go to edit mode and then create it like that. Update. Oops. Actually, this guy. Right here. That's for the handle of the bike. So bicycle is actually a very good example of procedural modeling exercise. You have all these different parts. The wheels part can have a lot of details, and then these handles, and then the bicycle chair, the seat, and then this mechanical part. So a lot of machinery, mechanical objects that you can add at any point in time. For now, let's do the wheel, for example. For the wheel, let's grab let's see. Let's work with the points. We can hide this first. We're gonna grab the points of this skeleton. Use a viewer index. Look at the points. Actually, just from here. 0, 0, 2, 3. We need 0.0 and 0.3. So from this vertices point, we're gonna list the item and just get the one that we need. 0 and what's the other one? 0 and number 3. So input, please. We need number 0 and number 3. Put it in there. Now we should matrix viewer. Actually, just viewer draw. We can look at a position if it's correct. Okay, that's okay. That's correct. We can just simply use what you like, ring, maybe ring, or a torus. Torus probably better, but ring looks okay. depends what you need. So ring actually looks like that. So that's probably like a floating bit bite or something. Doesn't look quite right. You can have like a thin wheel or thicker wheel, doesn't matter. Rewire this from originally, what was originally? It was like Z, okay, from Z to the Y axis. Very handy little tool there. Bicycle. Now we can adjust scaling. For this guy, actually, this works really well. So back to the front view, front orthographic. Now it's getting, we get there, the shape. And we can give different color. So we get the blue part and the red part done, the wheels. The wheels can be thicker or thinner, it's up to you. You can extrude it if you like. Extrude region based on the normal. Extrude the height like that. It's a little bit off, yeah, but we can fix that later. Doesn't matter. It's just like gonna be like a 2D bite. Go back to the front view. And then the middle part also we want to do that. Duplicate this. Use this for the matrix. And it's gonna be a cylinder. So cylinder goes in there. Polygons. Oh, we don't need to extrude. Make this smaller. So that's for that part right there. So and then the handles part and everything else, let's see. So we can bring this back in. Normally I go to the outliner and turn off this guy from being able to select it. We can turn on and off the visibility there. So we got the skeleton bike and then everything else still kind of a viewer preview mode. We got, okay, the cylinder part. That's yeah, I found this pretty interesting. Maybe you need both sides, but you got that bicycle going. The next thing we want, maybe we want to actually create the bicycle ring, or what do you call it? That thing. Let's just make it. Let's use a circle and polar coordinates. Matrix viewer. And matrix in. So circle and maybe line or cylinder. Cylinder goes in there, matrix. Cylinder is gonna be like small. This can be small. Location, rotations, polar. We can use circle. Type it into one of these. I think it's the rotations and range float for this. So location, rotation, the locations will be from the circle. Okay, I think I did it wrong. Okay, this should be going there. Rotations 0, 1, 0. Okay, maybe the angle is wrong. Trying to make sense of this. I think it's probably the phi 1, 0, 0. It's giving you that. I'm gonna open another Blender and look at the sheet. File, open, and Dropbox. Maybe I can find the bicycle here, or file, bicycle. Nope. Should be here. File, open, Dropbox. Procedural bicycles, simple. That's the one we are working on. How about this guy? Okay. Okay, that's kind of the bike I was thinking. So circle, polar, cylinder. Okay, that's what we need to do. Let's do that. Circle, goes into the vector, goes into this guy. Cylinder, okay. Vector rewire. And maybe make this shorter. Rotation 001, 001. So let's give us that. All right, let's combine this first. It's getting somewhere. Apply matrix. Polygon data goes in there. Matrix goes in there. You cut this. Pipe in there. And we get this. Height, thickness, and circle. Okay, do that. So we have this, and we need to apply it on both the wheel. So let's do that. Give like a bright random color for now. This one can be that. So the rotation is apparently wrong, but it's okay, since we already got it, we can perhaps just deform the matrix. Just rotate it again, you know, like adding transform, vector in, rotation in the X maybe, angle, float, and okay, apparently wrong. Let's give you that, which is also wrong. Don't do that there. Maybe just do it over here. Matrix apply, or rotate it. Cool. Okay, this seems to be working. 90°. So since this guy is in the center, then we can simply copy to both sides of the wheel. Should be pretty easy. Simply pipe in the vertices from here over there. So you can see that slowly it's like taking a shape into like a bicycle. You might say, okay, it's a bit cartoony and 2D, but you can always adjust it. You can replace any part as long as you have like the skeleton, and you can parametrically change this guy. See, I think we need some way to offset the wheel. Doesn't look right. Matrix ring. So for our ring, matrix deform, vector in, just offset it. Just gonna manually do this for now. Same thing with that orange part. Matrix deform, vector in, offset it a little bit in the Y. Turn off the points, we don't need to see it. Okay. That's better. Okay, this part, of course, the actual wheel of bicycle is not like this. You need some kind of research on that. But I think it's also easily to create procedurally once you know the pattern. Now just the bike, seat, and the handle. Tricky part. The handle, really you can just use like a round circle shapes. Not gonna do that. But I think the handle is better if you just use a line and then maybe split it and then extrude it out. But I think I'm pretty okay with this. Might leave it there for now and might continue again in the future. Replace the bike and this part, and for this mechanical part. Actually, there's also like this part that's missing, the chain. The chains can be interesting. So you see like all this part that's made up a bicycle. If you look at it from the procedural perspective, you need to break it into all different parts. The mechanical part, the wheels, and once you have every part, you can combine it together into the skeleton. So if we go back to our skeleton bike, we can simply move any part, and this guy should in theory updates it. It's like for the let's go to the front, turn off our reference image. So like we can kind of move this around, you know, make this handle longer, things like that. Make this like that, so it looks suddenly become like more like a Harley Davidson's kind of bicycle. What will be interesting also to make this wheel shape to change the radius based on its height to the floor. If we measure this to that, might actually do that for next time, but should be pretty okay for now. So play around. This guy you can also procedurally just move shape around, see if it's still kind of working as a bicycle. It can get pretty complicated once we have like a chain and a proper big wheel, the wheels of the bike. But see, like the chair here cannot be like that. Maybe a little bit to the back. I don't know if the chair maybe can be longer. I don't know, but the wheels, everything you can control from up here. Where is it? Circle. So that's the ring, that's the radius cylinder. So we probably need to also connect some values together to make this parametric. So if I change the radius of one thing, everything will kind of conform to that. So that's also important. But every parts can be modulate like a modular. So this part you can assign it to other person. Make the wheel, you make the chain, you make the chair and the handle, and then combine everything together. So, and we can end up with multiple bikes, hopefully. So that's just a quick modeling exercise, procedural modeling using SpreadChalk add-on inside Blender. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.